Good Saturday morning to everyone. Today we're going to keep it a little bit more casual. I'd like to open it up, get some dialogue. Today's purpose, basically, what's cooking in my kitchen, is to share what I have in my kitchen that I have found to be healthy and that I have found to support my health and fitness. So I'm going to show you my junk food cabinet, my supplement cabinet, everything that I take, for my daily fitness health. Show you what's in my refrigerator, my freezer, why I choose these foods, and we'll try to cook something up at the very end. So let's get started. Ready? So when we're talking about, your junk food cabinet, what types of things do you have in your cupboard? I'm just interested. If you'd like to type in the chat, what's some of your favorite snacks or your favorite, go-tos that you have in your cabinet? So as you can see here, I got things laid out in a certain way. Up top, I have my supplements. Here, I have more of like the carbohydrates and your canned goods. And at the very bottom is more of like your snacks, like chips and nuts and your oatmeals and carbs and things of that nature. So I'm gonna start out at the very top, skipping the alcohol. We know that alcohol can fit into a healthy diet in moderation. That has been sitting up there for over a year. But every once in a while, we might throw a little party and you want to have a mixture of goods for people to enjoy themselves. So when we're talking about supplements, I would like to start first at the very top here and talk a little bit about what I take from a supplement perspective. This here is actually a classic supplement that's no longer in production. Full disclaimer, as you all know, I work for Abbott, and we used to have EAS Sports Nutrition, and this one here, I didn't like the flavor, to tell you the truth. It was Fruity Pebble, but whey protein is a great source that you can use in the morning, same with a protein shake, or after your workout. It's good to help with recovery and help to support muscle building. Right now, we're taking this here Elite Whey Protein, and I like to try to choose a product that is Informed Choice or NSF certified. And generally, that kind of gives you an indication that it's been approved, it's been checked to make sure it doesn't have any banned substances for athletes or things like steroids in it. But this here gives about, 140 calories and 25 grams of protein per serving. And I like to use the vanilla flavor so that you can mix it with some different things like fruits and so forth. Next thing that I usually supplement with is branched chain amino acids. This one here, I take this during workout. And basically branched chain amino acids are your isoleucine, valine, and leucine. And they're the main amino acids that are used by the skeletal muscle while you're working out. It helps to provide your muscle tissue with energy. It also can be used, say, in between meals to help support protein synthesis, help support hydration. It has electrolytes in it. There's also something called central fatigue. When you're working out, your body starts to feel a sense of fatigue. The branched chain amino acids can help reduce that feeling and overall help support energy. For those folks that like to work out, branched chain amino acids are great. Another supplement that I use, I'm like a supplement connoisseur, is HMB, which stands for beta-hydroxy beta-methylbutyrate. It actually helps to reduce muscle tissue breakdown. So when you're thinking about people being in quarantine and you're just getting back into working out, you get a lot of muscle tissue breakdown. I was actually reading an article that mentioned rhabdomyolysis, which is when you have excessive muscle breakdown. Not to say that HMB can prevent that, but it might be helpful for reducing muscle soreness and helping to support recovery. Next thing I like to use a pre-workout when I'm working out as well. So I usually take this here supplement by Dymatize. It has 200 milligrams of caffeine. You could drink coffee before you work out to get a similar benefit if you like, or you can go off of pure adrenaline. But this supplement here, I take 1 scoop, mix it with 20 ounces of water about 30 minutes before workout, and it helps to give a little bit more of a pump. Next is classic creatine, which usually gets a bad rap. A lot of people kind of think it's bad for you if you're not really familiar with supplements, but it's one of the most researched supplements in the world. There's over 1,000 studies on creatine. It can really help with supporting recovery, helping with building muscle, helping to support that high intensity exercise, and even has some other therapeutic benefits such as supporting brain health. Even athletes, if they're susceptible to concussions or they have a concussion, they'll give them a whole bunch of creatine, like 35 grams per day, in order to help support the brain. Also, if you have sleep deprivation, you could take creatine and that will help to support the energy of the brain so that you don't feel as fatigued. So I use that, I mix it in with my protein shakes. So now I'm gonna get into another supplement that I use for supporting your appetite. It generally has fiber. This is psyllium fiber, and it's something that you can add into like your oatmeal or your protein shakes. And it gives you about, let's see, 4 grams of fiber per serving. It's always important to make sure you look at the nutrition facts. So as you can see on this one here, it provides you a total of 4 grams of total fiber. There's 3 grams of soluble fiber and 1 gram of insoluble fiber, I believe. And generally, we know fiber helps to keep you full, helps to clean the digestive tract, help clear you out, helps to reduce toxins from being absorbed in your body, even like cholesterol, helps to reduce cholesterol. So I know I've been talking a whole bunch, so let me know if you got any questions so far about any of these, or if you recognize some of these supplements that you might use for yourself. So this one's unflavored, this here psyllium. But then I also have another one, which is called this Fiberlize, and it actually has a lot more fiber in it per serving. It has a total, as you can see, of 9 grams of fiber per serving. And it's 8 grams of soluble fiber and 1 gram of insoluble, so a lot more than the other product that I just shared with you. And this is mango flavored, so you could just drink it with water, and it'll help keep you full, might help to support a weight loss effort. So I use that one every once in a while. All right, and then next, I use protein bars. I've kind of gotten sick of the 1 bars, to tell you the truth. I've been eating them for probably like a couple years, some different flavors I've tried. This one here is peanut butter protein. Generally, it's great to have like as a snack in between meals. So instead of choosing like a Snickers bar, I like to choose the protein bar, because when we're looking, again, the nutrition facts, we want to be a smart consumer. You want to look at what exactly is in it. So this here protein bar has 220 calories, 20 grams protein. The carbohydrate content is 23 grams, but it has 10 grams of fiber and only 1 gram of sugar, which is awesome. So I use that one. And then I've been trying to explore and see what other kind of protein bars are out there. And I came across this here called the Built bar. It's a very chewy protein bar, and it has a very strong chocolate flavor. I'm not a major fan of chocolate, but the profile is pretty good. You see it has 20 grams protein, 170 calories, and 7 grams of fiber. So this one here is straight. Also, of course, full disclaimer again, I do work for Abbott. I take Juven myself twice per day, again, to help build muscle. It has HMB in it, arginine, glutamine, and it's great right now as I'm getting back into the gym, doing a lot of weight training, and it's good to help reduce muscle soreness. All right, so now that we've gone over the sports nutrition supplements that I take, I'm gonna get into some of the vitamins and minerals that I take. So starting out, I have this in my cabinet, but I don't take this. But multivitamins, I'm not necessarily a big fan of multivitamins, and I don't take a multivitamin on a day-to-day basis. There is a product that I would recommend if you're looking for a multivitamin, which is the Core Health multivitamin bundle. I forgot the exact name, but it's by Core Health, and it has whole fruit and vegetable vitamins and minerals. It also has prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes. I would recommend looking at that as a supplement to consider. I sometimes use this here. It's called 8 Greens, and it's basically an additive that you can put in your water and it's made up of 8 different vegetables, which are like kale, spinach, wheatgrass, as you can see. And generally, it just kind of adds a little flavor to your water, and it does provide you with some vitamins and minerals as well. It's always important to kind of check with your doctor, see where you are as far as your lab levels, your vitamin B12, your iron, etc., to see what adjustments you need to make in your nutrient or vitamin mineral intake. So generally, we have that. There's some vitamin C in here. I think everybody probably has in their cabinet. I don't take this vitamin C unless I have a cold. I'll throw in a 500 milligram dose. A vitamin D, yes, without a doubt. If you don't have this one in your cabinet, you definitely should have this ready to go. In fact, I'm gonna take one of these right now. This one is the most powerful vitamin in the world, in my opinion. It's so important to help reduce infections, the risk for colon cancer, things of that nature. So make sure you get your 1,000 international units a day. Here's another one that I take on a daily basis, turmeric. Of course, you can add turmeric to foods when cooking, but if you want to take a supplement, this one here I researched, and it was a good product, good high quality, and it's very good for reducing the risk for disease over time. Of course, eating a whole fruit and vegetable diet is important from that perspective, but this here supplement with turmeric can give you a little bit of extra boost in your day to help reduce disease. Cool. So we got that. There's a few others in here, as you can see. I even have supplements for my dog at times. Melatonin. I got my little crazy pit bull. Sometimes at night she gets a little bit wild, and I have to put her down with a little melatonin. Don't worry, it's safe. And I also give my dog some curcumin bites as well. Same thing, you know, to help reduce inflammation. We run a lot, and it has the same mechanism of action. That curcumin, the turmeric, helps reduce inflammation for the body. Cool. And one more I'll share with you. I also take these here beets. And beets basically are fortified with nitrates, or they have nitrates naturally from the soil. And nitrates are important for supporting oxygenation to the muscle tissue while you're working out. So I take 2 of these a day in the morning, and I find that it helps to give me a little energy while I'm going through my workout. So good supplement. And of course, I take melatonin for myself, because a lot of times I'm often thinking of different things, and I've been very busy throughout the day. And at times at night, it's a little bit difficult to get to sleep. So you can take a little melatonin, and it basically just tells your body that, hey, it's nighttime, rest, and it kind of calms you a little bit. That. Cool. So any questions so far in the chat? Come off of mute. Let's engage. Questions, comments around supplement.
Yo, real quick. So the vitamin D, can you go elaborate a little bit more? I got every day in my vibe except for the vitamin D.
No doubt, no doubt.
Can you explain a little bit more? I know vitamin D, people get that when they go out, walk, get the sun.
Yes.
Just elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yes, indeed, for sure. So in relation to vitamin D, yes, as Jim alluded to, we create 90 to 95% of vitamin D from sunlight exposure. However, we have to think about the time of the year, the time of the day, the clothing you may be wearing, as well as if you have any sunscreen on. All 4 of those factors can have an influence on if you're able to produce enough vitamin D from the sunlight. One other factor that I forgot to include is your skin tone as well. So if you're more light, fair skin, you don't need as much time in the sun, because the sun can penetrate the skin because there's not as much melanin. If you have a darker tone melanin, then you need more sunlight exposure in order for the sun to create vitamin D. Now, when we're talking about geographical location, you have to be anywhere above 37 degrees latitude, which means if you live above Atlanta, anywhere around that equator line, and it's between the months of October to about March, April, you will not make any vitamin D. And it's because the way that Earth is angled in the time of the year, when the sun rays are penetrating the Earth, they're not strong enough to actually create vitamin D. So anyone living above that Atlanta line, you should be supplementing with vitamin D, 1,000 international units per day in order to keep you sufficient. Secondarily, I know, Jim, myself, we're down here in the South, it's very sunny for an extended period of the year. But that doesn't mean that we're not susceptible to vitamin D deficiency as well, because it all depends on what time are you outside. Between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. is the time frame where you're going to get the most sun exposure to create vitamin D. Before 10 a.m. and after 3 p.m., you don't make any vitamin D. So that's an important factor. Number two, did you get enough exposure? Were you outside long enough? I know we're in quarantine. I know Jim's doing a lot of walking, which is important. You want to get outside. That helps to increase vitamin D production. And then the other factor to think about is what you're wearing and if you have any sunscreen. If you're wearing sunscreen, you're not going to make any vitamin D. It has sunscreen on your face, your arms, anywhere where your skin's exposed. Generally speaking, a majority of people are vitamin D deficient. If you're not taking a supplement, and it's hard to get it from your foods as well. So I highly recommend, taking that 1,000 units per day, no matter what. The risk factors to over supplementing is basically null. There's no risk. There's much higher risk if you're vitamin D deficient, specifically say like for colon cancer as an example. So hopefully that addressed the question, Jeff.
Yeah, so one more question on vitamin D. So when we go to buy this stuff, local Walgreens, anywhere that has a pharmacy and stuff like that, is there specific brands, or can we just go directly to the bottle that says vitamin D and we're done?
For the most part, I like to believe that a majority of those products on the shelf have a good credibility, but you can check on your phone and do a lab door search and look up vitamin D, and they'll tell you if that product you're looking at is high quality. Right now, the one that I have is Nature Made. I believe Nature Made is a very great brand to consider. So you can grab that. It probably costs like $5, and that can be a very significant investment for your health. So
awesome, thank you.
James, there was a question in the chat that about protein and protein supplements that you mentioned, and one of our participants said, "I've tried many protein shakes. However, they cause me to have blood sugar spikes. Do you recommend, or do you know any of the ones you mentioned that do not cause blood sugar spike?"
Oh yeah, definitely. And that is an excellent question. Thank you, Sherry. With the protein supplements, it's important to look at the ingredients and the nutritional facts. Again, there's a whole bunch of nutrition supplements out there. In fact, I think as of right now, the supplement industry is worth $12 billion. So a lot of these companies don't really care too much about the quality of the product. They just want to put some good marketing in front of you, you purchase it. And this is going to exponentially go up as far as the industry growing. So how can we prevent, blood sugar increases? What's the best products to choose? Well, you want to look at the nutrition facts. So for example, this here product that I selected, Dimethyl, when you look at the nutrition facts on the back here, what we see is the carbohydrate content is only 2 grams. Carbohydrate is only 2 grams. So that is something you want to look at. What's the carbohydrate content? And that may help to reduce overall increases in blood sugars. So if you want to send me an email, let me know what product you're taking. I can look at it to see if it has carbs, and I can make some recommendations for other products that might be more fitting to help reduce blood sugars. Bet. Any other questions, comments? Good to go. All right, we're going to move over to the next section of my cabinet, which is basically the carbohydrate piece, where we're looking at canned goods and things of that nature. So first up, we got to have our instant coffee. This one here, I use it every once in a while. I'll throw a tablespoon into my coffee, or I'm sorry, into my protein shake to make it coffee flavored. Also, of course, every once in a while, we gotta have some pancakes, right? Or some waffles. And this here basically is a sugar-free syrup that I use every once in a while. Helps to keep the calorie content down. Artificial sweeteners are controversial. I can tell you that there are 6 approved artificial sweeteners by the FDA. It has been shown in many studies to help reduce calorie intake and reduce the chances for weight loss. And of course, you know, cancer and all that kind of comes up as a concern, but the safety profile is excellent on these products, and I would suggest using sugar-free over sugared beverage or sugared syrups. Next up, I use some peanut butter protein powder every once in a while, mix it in with a protein shake. We got some different, you know, canned goods. You get tomatoes, olives. We got tuna. This is one of the power foods I would recommend. This here, I would recommend mixing with, you know, salad or something of that nature, and maybe choosing 2 servings at least a week. It has those omega-3 fatty acids, 20 grams of protein per serving. That is a good source. I love these here. Oh man, these packaged goods here with the tuna, the chicken, etc. This is a beast right here. I use these in between meals, or maybe even if I need a quick snack. You can mix it with like avocados, or you can put it in the salad. It's pretty good. I love these. So I got a bunch of those in my cabinet. This right here, this stuff is the truth. This here keto pancake mix, delicious pancake waffle mix. And again, look at the nutrition facts. Let me pull another one. Here, it has 160 calories per serving. It's a little high in fat, but not high in saturated fat. It's 2 grams saturated fat. We see the carbohydrates are only 10 grams. That's really where the benefits coming into play. You're cutting down carbs significantly compared to regular pancakes. It has 5 grams of fiber and 9 grams of protein. So these cakes, they keep you full, and you can eat it with some eggs on the side. Awesome. You could also add some fruit to it, like blueberries. All right. Now, this ain't mine right here. These corn cakes, y'all gotta know, I live with my girl. Some of this stuff in here ain't mine. But, you know, a little tasty treat every once in a while. And we also have quinoa. That might be helpful for the Mediterranean diet. I don't really eat that a lot, but that's one of the grains I would suggest. We also, you know, have basmati rice, brown rice. I don't really eat this a lot either, but if you're gonna choose carbs, I'd recommend looking at this here. And next up, we have peanut butter, of course, and almond butter. This here, I highly recommend having in your cabinet. Mix it with a protein shake, or put it on a slice of toast or something of that nature, or an apple. And coconut oil, I know this is kind of like, you know, a fad right now and kind of popular for the ketogenic diet. It's rich in medium chain triglycerides. I haven't recognized any specific health benefits based upon research, but you'll find a lot of hoopla on the internet just showing that it can help reduce bacterial growth and things of that nature. I feed the stuff to my dog, to tell you the truth. My dog eats this the majority of the time because it's a good source of energy for them. It can fit into like your ketogenic diet to help keep you in a state of ketosis, but otherwise I don't really eat it or use it much. Oats, quick oats, really highly recommend having this in your cabinet as well. I mix it in with protein shakes, etc. Bet. Any questions in that regard?
James, there was a question in the chat that popped up a little bit earlier. It says, what are the 6 sugar substitutes?
Yes, absolutely. So generally it's going to be your sucrose. It's going to be your sucralose from Splenda, right? Saccharin, your ACE K. I can't pronounce it, but that's one of them. And then there's 3 others. I can't remember it exactly, but I do have that information that I'll send out to you following this presentation. And it gives you exactly how much of each one you can consume that is recognized as a safe dose. And you can never get there. It's like 26 packets of sucralose a day, 2,000 packets of this product, etc. So I'll get that information out to you. Cool. All right, so we'll move on. Next section, we basically, this is the kind of like use moderately section down here. This is your carbs, the good stuff, right? So First, this here is dates. This one is pretty tasty, and I use these every once in a while. I'll eat like one of these a day. They're pretty sweet, and I mixed it in with like my protein shake to give it a little bit more flavor. Nutrition-wise, you see, it's pretty rich. Only 2 of them, 33-gram carbohydrate. We see it has 4 grams of fiber for 2 of these, and this is a good nutritional source to consider to add more sweetness without adding actual sugar to like your protein shake. All right, now I'm from Connecticut, and you know, she will make grits every once in a while. I love grits; they taste great, and they can fit in a healthy diet. This here, what's important about grits though is portion control, and by having the packaged kind, it'll help you to stay in control with your diet. 1 packet is just 100 calories. We see carbohydrate-wise, it's only 22 grams of carbs, so this is awesome. I only take 1 packet at a time. I don't do like 2 or 3. That's when it becomes too much. All right, and then these here like snack cakes. I don't really eat these, but they're in my cabinet. They're popular for like bodybuilders and people that are into fitness, like myself. But you can put more almond butter and slice some strawberries as a snack, and that's something that you can check out. Here's another kind of oats product that's fair. You could put this in a container with milk, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and that'll give you some protein and carbs to fuel you up for the day. It's kind of like quick on the go. It's called quick oats. You just add milk to it, or, you know, almond milk, whatever milk you like. That next up, these here, I don't really eat these too much, but they're a little snack that's around. You can put some cheese on it, and it's about 60 calories per serving. A serving is 3 crackers, not too bad. 2 grams fat, so yeah, that one you can check out. This one here is the truth. Here's another really good one I really recommend that you have. These here oats, 1 packet. You see low sugar variety pack. It's only about 120 calories per packet, less than 23 grams of carbohydrate per serving, and has a variety of flavors. And I use just 1 packet with half a cup of water. Again, it's great. All right. Now, I don't know why I bought this, but sometimes I get a cereal craving, but I really wouldn't recommend this one too much. It's higher in carb and sugar. Go with your bran flakes and then put your fruits and stuff in it to help with calorie control. Now, these chips, I don't even eat chips. In fact, I'll probably crush these up and throw them out right now. I mean, you know, you can eat chips every once in a while, but you'll see this is the only chip that I have in my cabinet. And it's basically because I went to Panera like months ago, and I didn't want to throw the food out, so I kept it in my cabinet in case, you know, maybe get a little craving. These are awesome as well. These are like the dried meats. You know, your Chipotle sweet flavored chili lime beef. Good for snacks if you get hungry. Helps to keep you full. Helps support muscle tissue. Have it with some fruit on the side, some cut carrots, and helps to support you. That's the pit bull. Let me go inside. Man, it's just crazy. All right, so that's the carbohydrate cabinet there. We have some almonds and so forth as well. Any questions, comments in that regard?
James, I have a question. When you touch based on the Raisin brand, right? A lot of companies market things to kind of make it seem like they're healthy. So I'm thinking Raisin brand, that got to be healthy. Like, what are ways that we can avoid those marketing ploys? Something that we think like smart food. I don't know, that for some reason that means it's healthy to me. It's cheesy popcorn. I don't know. But how can we find like the telltale signs between the marketing aspect of it and what's really healthy? Because I would think Raisin brand would be healthy.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's tough, really. The best way is to look at the nutrition facts. That's what's going to help reduce that marketing ploy. You got to know what's the calorie count per serving, and then pay attention to how much you're really going to eat, because they're going to give you a low serving size, like half a cup of cereal. No one eats a half a cup of cereal. We're eating at least a cup of cereal. So you want to double up whatever numbers on the back, because you're likely going to consume that amount per serving. And if you're seeing that it's going to be over 300 calories per serving. The carbohydrate content is like 40 grams per serving. Now you're getting 80 grams of carbohydrate because you're doubling. And then look, calories, carb, and sugar. If you're seeing that the sugar is over 10 grams a serving, carbohydrates over 38, 40 grams, probably not going to be the most healthiest choice. And then look at the ingredients. If there's a whole bunch of ingredients in it, that means they're adding a bunch of preservatives, additives, sugar, unless it has a lot of vitamins and minerals, of course. But the ingredient listing will help you to know if it's a healthy food choice or not. One thing to note with the ingredients is the first ingredient has the most amount of it, of that ingredient, right? It's like, so if water is the first one listed, it has mostly water. And then the last ingredient has the least amount of it. So it could be like a little drop of whatever they put in here. So hopefully that helps out.
Awesome, thank you. There was a question in the chat on your thoughts on chia seeds for nutritional value.
Yeah, I think chia seeds can fit into a healthy diet. I don't know a lot about the specifics of its content. I believe it'll give you a little carbohydrate, a little fiber, some vitamins and minerals. It can be something that you can add to yogurt, as an example. It's a superfood, and it's not very high in calories, so you certainly can add it to your cereal, your yogurt, your protein shakes as a nutrition source.
Okay, I got one more. This is a personal. You mentioned superfood. What constitutes something being a superfood? Because it sounds really, what constitutes a superfood? And can you name a few of them?
Man, I'm going to show you right now in my kitchen.
Okay, perfect.
So we're checking out my fish here. I'm going to show you some of the superfoods that I have. So one of the most powerful superfoods you should have in your refrigerator is the blueberries. High antioxidants, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Another superfood, blackberries. These here I recommend as a superfood. Almonds, superfood, low calorie, has a good fiber content, will help keep you full. Eggs, superfood. See what else we got in here that's a superfood. Strawberries, another superfood to consider. Guacamole or avocados, I would say, would be a superfood to consider. So those are some superfoods of consideration. Spinach is another superfood. That's what we have here in the cabinet as well. This here is a squash. That is a good food source. It's rich in vitamin A. Whenever you see a high, like orange colored food source, that means it's rich in vitamin A, which is good for eye health. It's an antioxidant and can help fight disease. Those superfoods basically are foods that are rich in those vitamins and minerals that can support health. Also, superfood is like your kale, as an example. This here salad mix, I keep bags of this stuff, and I probably make at least one of these salads 5 days a week. And I'll throw like some chicken on the grill, put that in there. I might take the tuna, put it on there, put some lean protein with it. That'll keep you full, keep you lean, help you to lose weight, help cut the carbs down. There's also some dry fruit in there as well to give you a little bit of carbohydrate for some energy. So I use that. This isn't a superfood, but we do use cheese, with the eggs. It's a good protein source, calcium. Let's see. I know some folks are vegetarian. Of course, using some plant-based cheese substitutes may be an option. String cheese is an awesome snack that you can use in between meals as well to help keep you full. All right. We also use these, dried meats, give or take again, every once in a while if you get a little hungry. You can eat this with an apple or something of that nature. A lot of times with these meats and so forth, I know that there's a lot of controversy behind it. Generally, you want to make sure you're having a lot of fruits and vegetables with your meats so that you're not succumbing to the potential negative effects of eating too much red meats, as an example. Another superfood, down here is our little meat cabinet. Certainly, without a doubt, is your salmon. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, help to reduce inflammation, good for brain health. Make sure you have that in your cabinet. I do eat meat, yes, every once in a while, again, but I put plenty of vegetables with it. So if I'm eating steak, I'm probably eating like 2 cups of broccoli with it, or 2 cups of Brussels sprouts, or spinach, something of that nature. But yeah, I do have my filet mignon in here. We throw that on the grill every once in a while. We have shrimp, some cooked shrimp, make some skewers. Again, protein content. You see this one here out of 5 servings. I'm sorry, 1 serving, which is about 8 shrimp. It's 12 gram protein. It's a little snack. You know, we got this chicken. This one here, I bought this as organic chicken. It's up to you if you want to buy organic or regular. Really, it's all about what are you surrounding. The question?
Yes. Oh, there's a question in the chat, James, about sodium levels in food.
Oh, yeah. Certainly.
You
always look at the sodium content of your foods as if you have, say, hypertension or high blood pressure. You want to make sure you're managing sodium intake, as that can exacerbate or something you want to monitor if you have high blood pressure is because the sodium basically helps to retain water. So that increases the pressure that's going around your body, which can increase the risk for a cardiovascular event like a stroke or a heart attack. But generally, people that have good health, you don't have to be, you want to choose foods that are lower in sodium, but you don't have to be too stir crazy about it. Especially in the summertime, if you're working out, you actually need a lot more sodium. Athletes particularly, they need, I'm going to say, a marathon runner, for example, or someone running often needs at least 5 times the amount of salt that a normal person would need.
There was one question in the chat. It was about the difference between frozen shrimp and cooking. Hold on. Let me just read the question. Is there a nutritional difference between frozen cooked shrimp and raw shrimp from the bag?
Frozen cooked shrimp and raw. I don't think so. Do we have frozen shrimp down here as well? It might. This one is all cooked already, so there might be some slight differences. Just kind of like a quicker option, but the frozen, deveined, jumbo shrimp. I would go with the jumbo shrimp because there's more protein, keeps you full. It's totally fine, but there won't be a lot of discrepancies between one or the other. Cool. So yeah, hamburgers. We don't really eat hamburgers much. This was something that we grab. We have some company. You throw it on the grill. We're going out on a boat later. We'll cook these hamburgers up. But what's important to know about the burgers is you want to go with the lean ground beef. Try to go with 90% or better versus the 85 to help reduce the saturated fat. It might also make you feel more full so you don't eat too many burgers at the cookout. Additionally, I love these. They're tasty. These Cajun-style sausages. Again, looking at the nutritional facts, we see that it is 160 calories per serving. And the fat is 10 grams. It's 3 grams saturated fat. And we see sodium, it is higher in sodium. It's 700 milligram, which is 29% of what's suggested for most individuals. So I still have a whole lot. I've got another, 60% of sodium that I can take in from my allotment. But if you're working out, you can even consume more. So it's no issue. It's really want to be more concerned about the total calories, the fat, and the protein in relation to the health of the food source. And it's 15 grams of protein per length. So good for the muscle. All right.
James, would you be able to discuss the portion sizes, whether it be meat to vegetable to carb ratio? I know you went over it in the earlier session, but some people weren't here. Would you be able to just go over that briefly?
Certainly. So when you're talking portion size, we always want to look at, say, the nutrition fact. We see here, it says serving size 1 link, right? So we know that that is a serving that they suggest, but if we're utilizing, say, the sausage as a full meal source, we want to maybe do 2 links. That's going to be more fulfilling in relation to serving size. When we're talking about something like chicken, as an example, this here, obviously, we're not going to eat all this chicken at one time, but 4 ounces would be a serving size for a meat source, which would be around a deck of cards or the size of the palm of your hand as a serving. I also have my free meal guide that I'll share with you that gives you serving sizes for all fruits, vegetables, proteins, carbs, etc. Generally, when talking about fruits, vegetables particularly, any cooked vegetables, half a cup is a serving. raw vegetable, 1 cup raw is a serving. So I can share the meal guide with you that'll give you all the details on exactly how much to consume there. Cool. So we got about 15 minutes. I'm gonna start to get into what I'm cooking in my kitchen right now. It is breakfast. And yeah, some of these supplements I have in here, again, I work for Abbott. So Glucerna shakes is great for a diabetic and also helps with blood sugar management. I drink at least 1 of those a day. Cottage cheese is a great snack as well. These right here, what? This is the truth. These right here, I eat these every single day. Instead of eating chips, I go with the balanced breaks. It has almonds, dried fruit, and cheese, protein, fiber, and also fruit.
James, I love those. They're amazing.
Yes. Look, these ain't no joke right here. You see it?
Yeah.
It will be filled up. It will be filled up all out to here, but I eat them every day. So we're running out.
Same here.
Certainly, I love these as well. I'm all about time reduction. I don't have time to make real guac. So these here single guac servings are great. It's 100 calories, good healthy fat source. Yogurt, yeah, every once in a while at nighttime, instead of eating, cake, cookies, I use this here. It's only 80 calories and 12 grams protein, keeps you full, and also helps to build muscle overnight. All right, cool. So let's get into what I'm cooking. There's 15 minutes left, so I think I'm going to choose something out of my hip hop nutrition book, which is the Good Morning Vegetable and Eggs, inspired by Kanye's Good Morning. And if you have questions as we're going, feel free to continue to ask any questions. And my freezer I didn't show you, but meat-wise, I do eat some ground turkey, ground chicken breast. We have tilapia that I eat, salmon. Over here, this is more of the be cautious side, but frozen fruit is great. We have butternut squash, mangoes, raspberries. Any frozen fruits there are good. Yeah, we get a little sweet tooth every once in a while, but look, it's the cheesecake bites, so they're so small, and you see, even these little small bites can be dangerous. Well, 4 pieces is 300, so only 1 piece is only gonna be what, 75 calories or something. So that's how we have portion control. Omelet bites, you could choose those. And waffles, I love these here too. These are the truth. These Eggos, 180 calories for 2, 6 gram fat, very low cholesterol, sodium, carb only 29 grams for 2 of them. I try to keep my carbs below 30 grams in the morning. That helps you to burn more fat throughout the day. All right. And then there's some frozen bananas for protein shakes. This here is vegetables. I eat a lot of these peppers and onions that are cut up already. Again, I need to save time. I buy tons of these. I got like 10 packs at a time. And then on the right side is more frozen, like carby type, veggie type stuff. And a whole bunch of Brussels sprouts, of course, and broccoli. And mashed cauliflower. As you can see, I'm all about saving time. I don't do a lot of like food prep stuff. But let's get into what's cooking. All right, so I'm gonna go with my veggies. I'm gonna go with some egg whites. So we got 1, 2. A superfood of egg right here. That. Okay, so let's see if we can make this in 10 minutes. I'm all about simple, delicious, and nutritious. We're gonna heat our pan up here. Boom. Put a little olive oil. 1, 2. Boom. Let that heat up. And then for the peppers here, I always want to make sure that I'm eating at least a serving of vegetables with every meal at minimum. And we said that for any raw vegetable or cooked, a half a cup is a serving. Well, we're going with 2 servings of vegetables on this one. For 1 cup. I usually don't measure and tell you the truth. But in this case, just to show what a couple of servings of vegetables look like. It's very easy to eat your vegetables every day. Look at that. That's 1 cup. Actually, I eat 2 servings, or actually 4 servings, just for breakfast. I eat 4 servings of vegetables. So remember, a half a cup of cooked vegetables is 1 serving. Here, I'm going with there we go. So yeah, this whole bag it had about 4 servings in it. Bang. All right.
James, you said it's 1 cup of uncooked and half a cup of cooked?
1 cup uncooked, yes, and half a cup of cooked vegetables is a serving. Half a cup cooked vegetables is a
Perfect.
serving.
Thank you.
Raw. Yep. All right, bet. So we got the vegetables in the stove. We'll let them cook up. All right. While that's happening, I'm not gonna forget to wash my hands. Food safety. Food safety. So yes, in my book, Hip Hop Nutrition, it has 21 simple, delicious, and nutritious recipes for health and fitness. And basically, it has 7 breakfasts, 7 lunch, and 7 dinner. For the breakfast, we have anything from the good morning vegetable and eggs to the unforgettable French toast, which is made with French vanilla syrup, believe it or not, cooked so it doesn't affect your metabolism like alcohol would. But there are fun recipes such as that in the book. And I have a video that you can check out on YouTube with many more of my recipes, like the Woo-Ha peanut butter buster protein shake. So while that's cooking, all right, turn that down a bit. Now, for breakfast, a key is to make sure you have enough protein with your meals. A lot of times, breakfast is inadequate in protein. It's probably going to be around 4 grams of protein per serving, or 10 grams if you're just eating mostly carbs like cereal, as an example, right? So eggs is a great source of protein to help keep you full throughout the day, helps build muscle, etc. So we'll let that go. We'll check out how much protein we'll get from our egg whites. You see here, 3 tablespoons is equal to 5 grams of protein. Tell you the truth, I honestly don't really measure too much. Probably put about a half a cup of egg whites. This helps to reduce the cholesterol content if you don't want to eat a bunch of whole eggs. But study shows you can eat several eggs, whole eggs, and it won't affect your cholesterol levels, especially if you're not eating it with like bacon and sausage and things of that nature, and you're eating it with a lot of vegetables. All right, so we have that one. Then we get over here to our eggs, and I put at least 2 eggs, whole eggs, right? Boom. All right. Throw this out. Then seasonings together. Here, I got all my seasonings. This is number 1 right here, baby. Yeah, that's right, Goya. I'm
That's
black,
right.
but I grew up with a lot of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, and one of my old Dominican girlfriends put me onto the Goya. She used to put it in her eggs, and I was like, what? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and I've been eating it ever since. I put Goya on everything. Y'all already know it. Y'all already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going slim on this one. Yes, baby. I need that salt.
That's right.
Right? So, yeah, there's a lot of seasonings out there because you can add to your eggs if you like. You know what I'm saying? But Goya works good for me. And we just gonna mix this on up right here. 2 eggs, that's equal to about 12 grams. And then about a half a cup of egg whites is another 12 grams or so. So we're around 25. I might add an extra egg. In fact, I like a lot of protein to go lean. You know what I mean? Helps keep you full. Helps keep you full throughout the day. This is the key right here, supporting weight loss and helping to build muscle. If you're not at least 30 grams for breakfast, you got to start over. All right? We'll get that stirred up. Boom. All right. Just here in the pan. Boom. My cousin said when you put the eggs on the stove, he's the chef, you got to turn the heat down so they don't burn. I'm no chef, but I'm a dietitian. I know the value of food, but I'm no chef. So you'll see in my book, it has a lot of nice pictures. I didn't make those. It was made by Chef Mo. But generally, I like to scramble my eggs because I know the omelets can be really tricky. And I don't want to disappoint you all. All right, so we stir it up a little bit. Any questions as we let this heat up a little bit in the chat? I know we have about 5 minutes, and I want to make sure I answer any questions you have. Let me know how I can help you. This is our last session. I've been enjoying, talking to you all and keeping the knowledge sharp and, helping you out as best I can, based on your interests and your goals. One thing, I do have a lot of meal plans on my website, and I'm actually giving them out to you for complimentary, for free, for joining me every Saturday. So, for example, my girlfriend, she follows the weight loss day plan, and it tells you exactly what you need to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner for 7 days a week. You can follow this, and I'm very confident it will give you guidance and direction on exactly what to eat at each meal. I also have the muscle building meal plan that I follow, on and off, here and there. I follow a lot of these principles myself to build muscle, and I put a lot of time, energy, effort in putting these together to make sure that it can definitely help support your needs for building muscle, whey protein, vegetables, creatine, etc. So I have a bunch of those on my website, vegan diet base, weight loss, all those different factors. So all those that are in this chat, in this program, your family, put your response in the chat. Let me know which one you want. Throw your email, and I'll send it to you complimentary. That's what's cooking today in the kitchen. So
James, on www.jlucasnutrition.com, we can find all different variations of meal plans.
Yes, I'm giving meal plans away today for free. I'm giving my meal plans out. So
awesome.
If anybody wants them, please put your email into the chat, and I'll make sure to follow up with you and send you the one that you're interested in. Or send me an email. I'm not sure if the chat will keep people's email address.
Awesome. I do have the majority of individuals' email addresses in here. If I know I do not have Raquel Wells.
Yeah, I got Raquel's email.
Okay, perfect.
Bet. All right. Any questions or any further interests that you might have? You see our breakfast is almost done.
James, I just have one question.
Sure.
What's the difference? Is there any lack of or decrease in nutritional value from cooked veggies to raw veggies? I heard when you cook vegetables, it takes away a little nutrition. Is that just a myth, or?
For the most part, it's a myth. Cooking actually can increase the presence of nutrients in foods because, for example, with vegetables, they're very fibrous, as an example, and you need to cook them in order to break down the fiber, which then helps to release those nutrients that makes them more absorbable to the body.
Don't overcook them.
Awesome.
And obviously, you don't want to overcook them, of course. That. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I like cheese on my egg.
How do we Uber Eats that to the house, man?
It's coming right up. So yeah, cheese, without a doubt, I love cheese as well.
James, I had one last question.
Sure.
What if you have a child that does sports or activities? Would these, what you talked about, would that still apply?
Yeah, many of the principles will still apply for a child or youth that does athletics. I do have athletic plans as well. I work with athletes that are in high school, middle school, and I can send you some of the programs that I put together for them that I have sitting on my laptop somewhere. They need a lot more calories and protein than we would because they're growing.
During COVID.
What's that?
But, you know.
You're saying during COVID?
Yeah, my daughter she was doing gymnastics, but because of the recent events, she hasn't been motivated. But when she starts up again, I'd rather see her have a more healthier diet.
Certainly, absolutely. Yes, many of these principles do apply for kids. There may be some subtle adjustments that you may want to make, but for the most part, it should be the same foundation, keeping plenty of fruits and vegetables available to children. If you're a supporter of dairy, I recommend making sure that's in their diet because they're still building up their bones, and calcium is extremely important for that. So we want to have, string cheese and milk and things of that nature, yogurt for them. But I'll send you some information specific to youth athletes if you like. Just shoot me your email. Cool.
Last question for the vitamin D. Vitamin D for the children. That's applicable for children as well, correct?
Absolutely. They need a little bit less vitamin D, but they also should be taking a supplement as well. They can take 400 international units per day is recommended, and that will be helpful to support calcium absorption, bone health, and also for physical function.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right. All right. Looks like we're right at 10. Hope that you enjoyed what I have in my kitchen. And check out the book, Hip Hop Nutrition, of course. If you have an opportunity, there's more recipes in here. If a meal plan doesn't work, this Hip Hop Nutrition book can be helpful, as it will give you guidance for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, exactly what to eat. And look forward to talking with you at another time. Shoot me an email with any other questions you have, or for guidance on which meal plan might be right for you. Ketogenic, vegan, Mediterranean, weight loss, as well as muscle building. So thank you for your time. Hope that you enjoy your weekend and have a great Saturday. Thank you, Rich. And thank you to the Born Rich Foundation and my executive room. Without you guys, I would have never put any of this together. So thank you so much. And we look forward to the future.
Awesome. I just wanted to say one last thing. I wanted to thank everybody for showing up to James's 4-part series and just supporting the Born Rich, J. Lucas Nutrition, my executive room, Ask Nithya. I wanted to thank James. Wanted to thank Nithya and thank Jimmy for the consistent support on a weekly basis. We put a lot of work in behind the scenes to make these things come to life. So I wanted to shout them out. I'm gonna have a petition being signed virtually through an email to bring James back. So I need you all to sign that, and make sure that you go to his website. He has a lot of great stuff that we couldn't really tap into in a small period of time. jlucasnutrition.com, and he's here to help. So make sure you sign up with him for one-on-one consulting, meal-based plans, or anything that he talked about. And go get that book. Trust me, it's a great book. So I just wanted to thank everybody. Enjoy your Saturday, and thank you for supporting the Born Rich Foundation. We got a lot more on the way.
All right, so say bye to the little Zelby, the little monster, my dog here. She's a good dog.
Zelda. All right, everybody. Thank you all.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.